Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kyle is pushed to his breaking point by Claire's audacious move. Spoilers for the young and the restless reveal how Claire Newman's troubled history influences her present choices. Making a connection with Holden Novak is not the same as plotting to murder her parents and maternal relatives with her late aunt. Nonetheless, there seems to be a pattern to manipulative behavior. When Claire consented to accompany Holden to Los Angeles, California, Kyle Abbott was concerned that she would succumb to his charms. Viewers questioned Claire's decision to let Kyle know such specifics, perhaps thinking that jealousy was a contributing factor. Claire is still in Los Angeles, but Kyle had to take a plane home to assist his parents in trying to repel Victor Newman's planned business attack. There will therefore be a delay before Kyle finds out the whole truth about what Claire did. Jordan Howard continues to be a negative influence. At birth, Jordan Howard took Eve, later known as Claire, from Cole Howard and Victoria Newman. Claire was naturally affected by that horrible deed and the several ones that followed. Erin's character, however, is an adult. She escapes Jordan's hold in both real and soap opera time. Rather than reliving the demons Jordan injected into her heart and mind, Claire seems to be suffering more from lack of experience with matters of the heart. Claire's impetuous choice to travel to Los Angeles with Jordan and then spend time with him caused her to feel bad, which indicates that she still harbors feelings for Kyle. Holden Novak's past is not disclosed. Holden doesn't want to think about his history. Nevertheless, he consented to lead Claire on her tour. It was interesting to take her to the shadow room. From a psychological perspective, why would Holden take Claire to the place where he must have known that he may run across Sienna Bacall? Audra Charles will also be arriving in Los Angeles shortly. Her character increases the likelihood that Claire will learn more about whatever unpleasant circumstances Audra and Holden were involved in while they were both residents of California. Therefore, the goal can be to advance the storyline. Kyle Abbott requires space and time. Claire informed Kyle that she didn't want him to suffocate her. However, she hesitated when he mentioned that he was going back to Genoa City, Wisconsin, which further demonstrated her uneasy mood. Harrison Abbott had a wonderful Halloween since Jack Abbott needed his son to assist him in defending Jabot. When Claire saw the picture Kyle texted her, she knew she wanted to participate in the event Harrison had arranged for her. Through his father's summoning, Kyle has come to understand time and space. He will then be able to process what he's seen in Los Angeles. This will change Kyle's perspective on his relationship with the woman he loves, as will his ultimate discovery of the romantic connection Claire desired with Holden. When Claire and Holden receive pregnancy news, their intense romance takes an unexpected turn. According to rumors and updates on the young and the restless, Claire Newman may become pregnant with Holden Novak. When Holden and Claire return to Genoa City, could their intense romance in Los Angeles lead to some baby-related drama? After her one-night stand, Claire might become pregnant. Claire may become pregnant following her sultry hotel meeting with Holden in the October 30 first episode. In soap operas where women are frequently depicted as extraordinarily fertile for the sake of unexpected pregnancy plots, it only takes one encounter to become pregnant. There's no guarantee that Claire and Holden engaged in safe sexual behavior, and even if they did, it wouldn't completely rule out the possibility of a dramatic baby twist. Claire may have hinted at an unexpected pregnancy back in September. YNR viewers may recall Claire's response to Kyle Abbott's marriage proposal, in which she appeared to wonder if he would next discuss having children. Kyle joked about not having a family yet. Even though Kyle joked that it was not yet, the mention of a baby seemed like a big clue. When Claire falls pregnant with Holden's child rather than Kyle's, it's possible that Kyle will experience heartbreak. Kyle has been attempting to distance himself from Holden and rekindle his own romance with Claire, but in the end his tenacity backfired, forcing Claire into Holden's arms. Victoria Newman has also voiced her concerns about Claire making a snap decision that she might later regret. Claire would regret giving in to Holden's desire if she becomes pregnant because it would strengthen their relationship. Being attracted is one thing, but forming a lasting bond is quite another. It's one thing for Claire to be attracted to Holden and enjoy their time together, but it's quite another to imagine a long-lasting relationship and have faith in Holden's ability to be a decent father. Claire may realize that Kyle's worries and efforts to protect her were warranted if she finds out about the horrible secrets Holden and Audra Charles are hiding. Unfortunately, if Claire is expecting Holden's child at the time of his questionable remarks, this knowledge may come too late. Claire will have to make a tough choice, but since she loves kids so much, ending the pregnancy definitely won't be her final option. Keep watching because spoilers for the young and the restless suggest that Claire's world may be completely upended. Kyle is pushed to his breaking point by Claire's audacious move. Few tales on the young and the restless combine suffering, atonement, and passion like Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott's. Claire's recent rash decisions have caused their relationship, which was based on brittle trust and emotional vulnerability, to falter. Her recent involvement with Holden Novak has brought a perilous mix of attraction, bewilderment, and self-sabotage that threatens to destroy everything she has attempted to restore, even if her dark background casts a long shadow over every choice she makes. Claire's story is one of reclamation, an effort to reconstruct an identity that her cunning Aunt Jordan Howard snatched from her at birth. However, as her decisions show, the ghosts of that tragedy still influence her behavior, frequently in ways she is unable to completely understand. Her choice to travel with Holden from Genoa City to Los Angeles is more than just a getaway. It's an act of defiance, a proclamation of independence from the people and expectations that stifle her. The irony is that Claire might have alienated Kyle Abbott, the one person who truly believed in her salvation, in her quest to discover who she was. Claire's identity struggle, haunted by the past. Long after their split, Claire's perspective and emotional reactions are still shaped by Jordan Howard's destructive influence. Claire was born into a world created by dishonesty after being taken from Victoria Newman and Cole Howard. Jordan poisoned her feeling of family and filled her head with lies, turning her into a weapon for retaliation. Even though Jordan is no longer with her, her psychological influence endures, not as a physical voice, but rather as an internalized murmur of distrust that causes Claire to doubt every connection she establishes. Claire, now free but vulnerable, must learn how to make decisions free from manipulation, which is the most difficult challenge of all. Unfortunately, she frequently acts recklessly as a result of her newfound independence. Her trip to Los Angeles with Holden Novak was impetuous, emotional, and possibly self-destructive. It was not well thought out. Kyle had every cause for concern. Like she had done with Jordan, it seemed to him that she was being seduced by another charismatic manipulator. Claire appears to be aware of the repercussions of her choice, but is powerless to stop herself, which is what gives it such depth. She seems to be pushing the limits of her emotional freedom and challenging herself to feel something genuine, even if it involves risk. Holden Novak, the enigmatic man of secrets. Claire first encounters Holden Novak, a mysterious character who is endearing but obviously troubled by secrets. At first, his offer to serve as her tour guide through Los Angeles seemed harmless enough. However, Holden's choice of locales creates troubling issues, particularly the shadow room, setting full of unsaid tension. From a psychological standpoint, it seems as though Holden wished to face his own history by sharing it with someone who might not yet fully comprehend its depths. Just that decision illustrates Holden's dual nature. He alternates between being Claire's defender and provocateur, between the man who appears to care about her and the one who purposefully puts her in danger. The mystery is increased by his relationship with Sienna Bacall and his complex past with Audra Charles. Is Holden a wounded soul seeking someone to reflect his own disorder? Or is he genuinely seeking salvation like Claire? Whatever Holden has hidden is sure to come to light when Audra arrives in Los Angeles. She is the appropriate counterpoint to Claire's idealism because of her keen intuition and straightforward personality. Holden, Audra, and Claire's clash could act as a furnace, dispelling delusions and compelling everyone to confront reality. The fragile threads of love and Kyle Abbott's jealousy. A side of Kyle Abbott that is never seen is revealed in his response to Claire's leaving. Beneath his composed business demeanor is a man driven by emotional instability and insecurity. His jealousy isn't limited to another man. It also stems from control and fear of losing another person he loves due to life's unpredictable nature. Kyle has always been a man torn between emotion and legacy. He bears the weight of Jabot, family expectations, and the heritage of the Abbotts' public struggles as the son of Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. A fresh start and a respite from the draining cycles of dishonesty and corporate conflict that characterized his life were symbolized by his relationship with Claire. It seemed like history was repeating itself when Claire departed for Los Angeles. Yet another lady eluded him due to unresolved trust concerns. The emotional chess game is further complicated by Claire's choice to tell Kyle about her trip rather than keep it a secret. She must have realized that would make people jealous. She tested his tolerance and dedication by provoking him, whether on purpose or not. Maybe she wanted to make sure that love always involves suffering, or maybe she wanted to test if he would stand up for her. Kyle's return to Genoa City to assist his father in thwarting Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden, commercial assaults represented more than just a physical separation. It served as a getaway, allowing him to return to the regimented chaos of work and restore emotional control. However, that separation also allowed Claire to indulge her darker tendencies in Los Angeles, which paved the way for treachery and heartache. Claire and Holden's passion, the allure of rebellion, despite her mental turmoil. There is no denying Claire's chemistry with Holden. In typical soap opera tradition, their relationship burns too quickly. With its intense hotel encounter, the Halloween episode turns into a pivotal moment in Claire's plot. Lifelong repercussions could result from one impetuous night driven by bewilderment and need. Pregnancy has traditionally been employed in soap operas as a plot twist and a moral reckoning. Claire's possible pregnancy with Holden's child would symbolize the last collision between past transgressions and aspirations for the future. She might be permanently bound to Holden after one passionate night, which would force her to confront the reality of accepting accountability for her decisions. The ramifications are enormous if the pregnancy rumors are accurate. It would be the ultimate betrayal for Kyle and proof that his worries were warranted. For Claire, it would be the turning point from imagination to fact, from emotional defiance to concrete reality. Not only is it unclear if she is pregnant, but it's also unclear how she will react to the life that is developing inside of her, whether she will view it as redemption, punishment, or the start of a new chapter. The breaking point for Kyle. Kyle's emotional stability will be put to the test like never before when he finds out the truth about Claire's behavior. His love for Claire has always depended on trust, which is a brittle resource between two individuals who have experienced betrayal. He might not be able to forgive Claire if he finds out that she slept with Holden in addition to leaving him. Kyle's personal pain was momentarily diverted by Jack Abbott's financial issue, but after the corporate dust settles, he'll have to face the emotional consequences. The Halloween portrait of Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, sent as a reminder of innocence and family, takes on symbolic meaning. It serves as a reminder to Kyle and Claire of what is really in jeopardy: the love, the familial ties, and the potential life. The final showdown between Kyle and Claire will be a reckoning rather than a yelling match. Heartbreak defies logic, but Kyle, the logical businessman, will attempt to make sense of treachery. Given that Summer Newman has never really left his orbit, it's easy to envisage him withdrawing emotionally, turning to old habits for comfort, or perhaps rekindling feelings for her. Claire's inner conflict, the weight of choices, Claire's rash actions reflect the struggle of a woman learning to make her own decisions after years of being subjugated. They're not just the result of emotional immaturity. Every choice she makes, even the incorrect ones, is an effort to regain control over her life. However, independence without discernment may be risky, and Claire is learning that freedom has repercussions. Her conflict intensifies if she is truly pregnant. Claire's relationship with Harrison demonstrates her love of kids. She would be tormented by the idea of terminating a pregnancy. However, it would also be emotionally dangerous to raise a child with Holden, a guy whose background is clouded by deceit. She would be forced to choose the kind of person she really wants to be, because the pregnancy would act as a mirror reflecting all of her previous transgressions. Will she be honest with Kyle? Until she is prepared to confront him, will she conceal her pregnancy? Whether Claire chooses bravery or fear will determine the solutions. Holden's secret evil and Audra's comeback. Holden Novak's mysterious personality conceals danger in addition to heartache. His unwillingness to talk about his past points to a history of strained bonds and unpunished transgressions. The barriers surrounding his secrets are ready to come down as Audra Charles enters the Los Angeles plot. Audra and Holden have a history of deceit, ambition, and moral compromise. Claire will become entangled in a psychological triangle when Audra reveals Holden's dishonesty. Ever the thinker, Audra may take advantage of Claire's weakness and use the truth as a weapon to take back control of Holden. In the meantime, Holden may use emotional blackmail to persuade Claire that she is the only one who really gets him in an attempt to keep control. Claire may eventually be forced to face her own mirror as a result of this poisonous web of lies, realizing that in her quest for emotional independence, she is perpetuating the same cycles of manipulation that formerly characterized her existence under Jordan's authority. Claire and Kyle, the tough path to salvation. Kyle and Claire still have optimism in spite of everything. The young and the restless love story is too complicated to conclude in a straightforward catastrophe, and the show thrives on redemption arcs. After processing his loss, Kyle may develop empathy. He has a deeper understanding of grief and betrayal than most people, from love breakups to family strife. Claire may also come to the realization that her quest for self-acceptance cannot be achieved at the expense of ruining the one person who recognized her positive qualities. In a poetic turn of events, the same pregnancy that puts her relationship in jeopardy can also lead to her salvation. Claire may finally overcome her aunt's legacy of deceit if she bears Holden's child and decides to raise it with integrity and fortitude. Torn between sorrow and empathy, Kyle may come to view the child as evidence that love, despite its imperfections, can bring about fresh starts rather than as a sign of betrayal. The quiet before the storm. All of the emotional threads start to tighten as the narrative progresses. Holden's dark secrets, Claire's potential pregnancy, Jack Abbott's familial allegiance, and Victor Newman's corporate conflict all come together to create a dramatic climax. Each character is on the verge of change, and the decisions they make in the upcoming weeks will alter the power dynamics in Genoa City and elsewhere. Kyle will eventually reach his breaking point. He has attempted to strike a balance between responsibility and desire, control and anarchy, and business and love. However, something inside of him will break when he eventually finds out about everything: the trip, the affair, and the pregnancy. Depending on how much he still loves Claire, that might either take him down a darker path or toward rejuvenation. Although Claire's audacious action was motivated by uncertainty, its repercussions will compel her to gain clarity. She still has a long way to go in her quest for forgiveness, love, and womanhood. One thing becomes evident as the storm intensifies around her. Claire Newman is no longer a victim of her past. Rather, she is the creator of her future, no matter how chaotic it may be. Conclusion: a fire-tested love. The conflict between love and treachery has always been central to The Young and the Restless, and the Claire-Kyle-Holden triangle perfectly captures this dynamic. Claire's past defines her, but the decisions she takes now will determine her future. Her audacious decision to leave Kyle and give in to temptation has started an uncontrollable chain reaction. Claire's conscience may plague her, Holden's secrets may destroy him, and Kyle's heart may break. But something profound, truth, may emerge from the rubble. Heartbreak, pain, and jealousy are all components of the furnace that will either destroy them or create something new. Claire's bold move pushes Kyle to his breaking point, is ultimately a reflection on human weakness, emotional hunger, and the never-ending pursuit of redemption rather than merely a soap opera plot. One thing never changes, whether you're in Genoa City or Los Angeles. Love, no matter how imperfect, always manages to write the next chapter.